Beyond the whispering woods, where the morning mist danced among the trees, lived a mysterious woman, Mistress Morwen, the witch whose powers were feared far and wide. Her ivy-clad cottage stood in silence, surrounded by a garden more alive than spring itself. Villagers spoke of that garden in hushed tones. They said every leaf was guarded by spells. Across from the witch's garden lived Edric and Leora, a kind couple bound by love but burdened by longing. One evening, Leora saw it, a bed of glowing lettuce, greener than any jewel. The sight filled her with longing so deep that she could think of nothing else. As days passed, Leora grew weaker. Seeing her fade, Edric made a vow to steal that lettuce if it meant saving her life, no matter the cost. Under the cloak of darkness, Edric crossed into the forbidden garden. He plucked the bright green leaves, unaware that from the shadows, someone, or something, was already watching. When Edric returned home, trembling from his daring theft, Leora could hardly believe her eyes, her pale face brightening with joy. Leora took one bite, and then another. The taste was unlike anything she had known, sweet, alive, and filled with strange warmth that spread through her veins. Her eyes sparkled once more, and for the first time in days, she laughed. But one handful was not enough.
Edric, I must have more. That taste, it lingers in my mind. Please, bring me more, just once.
Though fear chilled his blood, Edric could not deny her. When night returned, he slipped quietly back into the witch's garden, each step heavier than the last. A whisper cut through the darkness. Thief. Edric froze as Mistress Morwen stepped from the shadows, her eyes burning beneath her hood, her voice sharp as broken glass.
You will regret this intrusion with your life.
Forgive me, great lady. My wife is ill. She saw your wondrous lettuce and craved it so terribly she would have perished without it.
The witch's lips curled.
Harm, you say? Then let us strike a fair bargain. Take all the lettuce you wish, but when your wife bears a child, that child shall belong to me.
Edric's heart stopped. Terror chained his tongue, and at last he whispered,
Understand. I will obey.
And in that moment, the bargain was sealed.
So be it. May your harvest be plentiful, and your debt unforgettable.
The days that followed were filled with uneasy peace. Edric spoke nothing of his meeting with the witch, and Leora never asked. She believed her sickness had passed, and joy slowly returned to their little home. Then a miracle came. Leora discovered she was with child.
Oh, Edric, it's beautiful.
Their home bloomed with laughter
Only
again
the
as
best
Edric
for our
built
little
a
one.
tiny cradle, dreaming of the life soon to come. Under a sky veiled with silver clouds, their child was born, a little girl with hair like sunlight and eyes brighter than dawn.
We shall call her Rapunzel, for she shines like morning light.
But as the first rays of sunrise touched the horizon, a cold wind swept the room. The air thickened with smoke, and from the darkness came a voice. A promise made must be kept. Out of the swirling dark stepped Mistress Morwen.
Your husband struck a bargain.
Please, she's ours.
A promise is bound by blood, and what is promised cannot be undone.
In a storm of glowing sparks, the witch and the infant vanished. Silence fell, heavy and cruel. Far away, in a lonely tower deep in the forest, Mistress Morwen whispered an ancient spell. What fate awaited the child now bound to magic and destiny? Deep in the heart of the forest, where no bird dared to sing, stood a lonely tower of stone. It rose high into the clouds with no door and only one window, catching the faintest sunlight through the trees. This was where Mistress Morwen kept her stolen treasure, the baby she named Rapunzel. Even as she spoke the name, her voice echoed strangely, as though the forest itself were listening. Years passed, and Rapunzel grew into a beautiful young girl. Her laughter filled the tower like chimes, and her hair, golden and shimmering, hummed faintly with magic when touched. To reach her, the witch would stand below and call,
Rapunzel, let down your hair.
And Rapunzel would drop her shining braids so the witch could climb to the tower's top. Though Morwen acted kind, fear flickered in her gaze. She knew Rapunzel's hair carried the essence of her own power, the stolen magic of her garden. And if anyone else touched it, her spells could fade. Each night, Retell gazed at the stars and wondered what lay beyond the trees. And one night, she made a silent wish, to see the world beyond her tower. Little did she know, destiny was already listening. As the years drifted by like petals on a stream, Retell grew into a young woman of moonlit grace. But it was not her beauty that enchanted the forest. It was her voice. Sweet and pure, her songs carried like sunlight, silencing even the wind. Locked high in the tower, Retell sang to chase away her loneliness. Her songs told of places she had never seen, bright villages, silver rivers, and fires that danced under open skies. Beyond the forest rode Prince Aldrich, a wanderer at heart, more drawn to mystery than to crowns. One fateful day, while chasing a deer, he strayed from his men and found himself alone among the whispering trees.
We almost have it.
Then, through the hush of the forest, he heard it, a song, faint yet clear. The melody wrapped around his heart like golden thread, guiding him through the trees. He stopped before the tower and looked up, and there she was, Rapunzel, framed in sunlight, her hair flowing like rivers of gold. For a long moment, Aldrich could only stand and listen, caught between wonder and sorrow. When the song ended, Aldrich called out, "Is someone there?" But Retell had never heard another voice before, and fear silenced her. The prince rode away, yet her melody followed him, haunting his dreams long after night fell.
Farewell.
The prince returned to his palace, but his heart did not return with him. No laughter, no music of the court could silence the echo of that mysterious voice. At night, he could almost hear it again, distant, beautiful, impossible to forget. After many sleepless nights, Aldrich knew he could bear it no longer. "I must see her again," he said. So at dawn, before the kingdom stirred, he rode back into the forest, following the call of her song. The woods felt older, quieter, as if they watched him pass. When the tower appeared through the mist, her song drifted gently from above. Aldrich stepped forward, careful not to frighten her again. But before he could speak, a rustle froze him in place. A dark figure glided toward the tower, the witch, Mistress Morwen. Her voice echoed with unnatural
Rapunzel,
power as she called up to the window.
Let your golden hair fall. It's your mother who calls.
Retell's hair tumbled down, glowing like captured sunlight. The witch grasped the golden braid and began to climb, disappearing into the tower above. Aldrich stared, breathless.
So this was how she reached the girl.
When the witch was gone, the forest grew silent once more. Aldrich stepped forward and whispered her name, the same chant he had heard. The golden braid fell again, alive with magic. With trembling hands he climbed, not knowing what awaited him above. Rapunzel sat by her high window, brushing her shimmering golden hair, when she heard the familiar call drifting up from the forest below. She smiled, never imagining that this time the voice did not belong to the witch. Higher and higher he rose until at last he reached her window. Rapunzel turned, expecting the witch. But instead, a stranger stood before her, young, noble, and kind-eyed, her breath caught in fear.
Who are you?
She whispered.
How did you come here?
Aldrich bowed gently. Do not be afraid, he said.
I heard your song, and it led me to you.
Rapunzel's eyes widened. No one had ever heard her voice before. No one had ever spoken to her with such kindness. He told her of stars that danced across the night sky, of rivers that sparkled like silver ribbons, of laughter, music, and the beauty of the world beyond the trees. Rapunzel listened, her heart glowing with a hope she had never felt before. As the sky darkened, Aldrich whispered,
I have to go.
Tomorrow I'll return, and one day I will take you far from this tower. Rapunzel's heart soared, but the forest below carried another presence. In the shadows, someone else had heard every word, and she was not pleased. Morning light danced across Rapunzel's hair, and for the first time, her tower did not feel lonely. Far below, the witch Morwen felt a strange restlessness creeping through the woods. That evening, Morwen called out to the tower, her voice slicing through the quiet woods.
What has changed, little bird? Why do you sing of freedom?
Rapunzel! Let your golden hair fall then! It's your mother who calls!
Rapunzel's hands shook as she let down her braid, praying the witch wouldn't sense her secret. Morwen watched her closely, too closely, searching for a lie.
Why do you look at me so strangely, child?
Nothing, Mother.
Be careful. The wind carries secrets to those who shouldn't hear.
Remember, little songbird, you are safe only with me!
As Morwen vanished into the shadows, Rapunzel fell to her knees, fear and hope tangled inside her heart. Days passed in uneasy silence. Rapunzel sang less and hoped more. Mistress Morwen's warning echoed like a dark curse inside her mind. And yet, she could not believe the prince's kindness had been false. Then one twilight evening, she heard it, a soft rustle below the tower. Her breath caught, and there he was.
Is it really you?
Prince Aldrich.
Rapunzel, it's me.
Aldrich climbed swiftly, his gaze never once leaving her.
You shouldn't have come. She'll destroy us both.
You deserve to see the world beneath the open sky.
The tower felt brighter, her heart felt lighter, He spoke of lanterns drifting like stars and music that made even the old dance.
Imagine the villages below, illuminated by 1,000 lanterns, and the music, soft and sweet.
If I leave... What if she finds us?
Then let her find us, in a world too wide for her darkness.
Aldrich disappears into silver mist, but unseen eyes had witnessed everything, and the witch's anger rose like a gathering storm. The next morning dawned quietly, yet something in the forest felt horribly wrong. Rapunzel tried to calm her racing heart, waiting for the prince to return. But far below, Mistress Morwen was already on her way. She felt it, a tremor of broken magic, whispering of betrayal. When she found the fallen strand, she knew someone had been there.
So, my little bird has learned a song without me.
Rapunzel, let your golden hair fall then. It's your mother who calls.
Rapunzel obeyed, her hands shaking at the coldness in Morwen's voice. The moment she entered, the tower darkened.
Your eyes shine too brightly. Tell me, who has been here? No one, I swear it.
No one. I swear it.
Lies! The tower shook as her anger filled the room. I only wanted to live.
Be free.
With one swift motion, she severed Rapunzel's glowing braid. The tower fell quiet, yet the stones still shivered with the echo of Rapunzel's cries. Morwen clutched the severed braid,
You think you can defy me?
her eyes burning with ice and anger.
You wished for freedom? Then I shall give you a world with no hope.
A blinding flash split the air, cold as winter's breath. When the light faded, Rapunzel fell hard onto burning sand. She was no longer in the forest, but in a wasteland without mercy. She screamed for Aldrich, but only the wind returned her voice.
Help me, please, someone help me.
In the tower, the witch enchanted the braid with cruel magic. She draped it as Rapunzel once had, a trap disguised as love. And then she waited for the prince to return.
Little princess thinks she's safe.
Rapunzel curled into herself, the desert stealing the last warmth from her heart.
I will survive, and one day I will find him again.
But the desert offered no comfort, only silence. And as night settled, a familiar voice rose from below. The prince had returned, and the trap was ready to snap shut. Night settled over the forest as Prince Aldrich raced toward the tower, his heart full of hope. He thought only of Rapunzel, her voice, her laughter, her yearning to be free. At last, the tower appeared, the place where hope and fear lived. Rapunzel, Rapunzel.
Let your golden hair fall.
And to his joy, the golden braid tumbled down just as before. But he did not see the shadows coiled softly within its strands. With love and urgency, he began his familiar climb. But as he neared the window, something in the air changed. Morwen waited for him, her smile sharp as a blade.
Your songbird is gone. All you find here is ruin.
A burst of dark power struck his chest, stealing the breath from his lungs. He fell down, down, swallowed by the night. When his eyes opened again, there were no shapes, no colors, only darkness. Lost and blind, the prince wandered the wilderness, unaware that far away a lonely girl sang, and destiny was already turning their way. He wandered for months, through forests where sunlight barely touched the ground, guided only by the feel of the earth beneath his hands. But he always rose again, whispering only one name: Rapunzel. And far across the sands, Rapunzel endured, feet raw, nights frozen, but she would not surrender. When despair pressed close, she sang, soft, broken notes that still carried hope, sending her voice across an empty sea of sand. She let her melody flow, gentle and aching,
Where are you?
a thread cast into the night.
Light won't save me now, lost beneath this twilight.
Far away, Aldrich halted, his breath seized. Somewhere, a small, familiar song threaded through the air. He could not see, but his heart mapped the sound, pulling him as if by memory. He followed the song across mountains and plains, each note a fragile compass through the dark. In the dunes, something shifted, an odd tug in the wind that warmed her chest. For the first time in weeks, she smiled. "Someone is coming," she whispered to the stars. Guided by the fragile thread of song, he stepped forward, again and again, pulled toward a distant promise. Though distance and darkness still stood between them, fate began to weave their paths together once more. Two hearts moved closer, one guided by song, the other by shadow. When the wandering prince steps into the desert, the witch will learn she no longer controls the ending. The desert of tears, where hope was meant to die. Yet tonight, something stirred. The stars shimmered brighter, the sands hummed beneath her feet. The desert felt alive. She whispered her song again, woven with longing. Far away, Aldrich pressed on, blind, burnt, and barely standing. Then he stopped, her voice clearer than ever, close enough to touch. She felt it, a voice on the wind, weak, broken, calling her name. She ran, heart pounding, chasing the fading echoes of his call. On the sand below, Aldrich whispered, again and again,
Rapunzel.
reaching for a voice he could not see. Then she saw him. A lone figure collapsed in the pale moonlight. Rapunzel fell to her knees, her heart knowing him instantly.
Aldrich, can you hear me? Please, wake up!
His trembling fingers reached until she guided them softly to her cheek. Her tears fell, warm, loving, and touched with a forgotten magic. A spark flickered, and Aldrich blinked, seeing the faint shape of the girl he loved. They held each other as their pain melted into relief beneath the starlit sky. Her tears awakened a power the witch never expected, and the darkness is already hunting them. The first light of dawn touched the desert as Rapunzel held Aldrich close, the shimmer in his eyes growing brighter. Aldrich blinked,
I see light's shape.
seeing her not as memory, but in brilliant living color. But the moment shattered as a cold wind tore across the sand. From a storm of black smoke, Mistress Morwen appeared, fury burning in her eyes. "So this is where my little songbird has flown," she hissed. Rapunzel stood firm. "Your lies no longer bind me." The witch lifted her staff, ready to strike, but Aldrich stood beside her.
No spell can break a heart choosing its destiny.
Rapunzel's tears began to glow, swirling into a shield of golden light. The witch's magic crashed against the shield and shattered. Morwen was hurled into the horizon, lost to the desert forever. Silence fell, peace returned, and together they walked toward a new beginning.
They are finally here!
Rapunzel's parents were found, and their reunion overflowed with healing and forgiveness. And so, beneath blooming vines, the prince and the golden songbird began a life of wonder, together forever.